This is not a kid-friendly show.
Yo, what is really good, my dudes? Today is June 12th, 2017. We got another RuneScape update for y'all. So first and foremost, Vic the Trader is now back in RuneScape. So you can find him locating in Berthorpe. Also, you can find his cousin Rick, who's located in Menaphos. Essentially the same thing. He holds the same store as his cousin Vic, just an additional location. Now he's going to be around till the 19th of June, so take advantage of him while you can. But this time around, he's got some new additions. He's got the Dungeoneering outfit pieces, Slayer masks from the 3rd and 4th batches, and 4 more skilling outfits. That's the Lumberjack, Constructor, Golden Mining, and Master Runecrafter. So take advantage of those while he's still here. That's till 19th of June. And that's it, guys. No main game update today. However, we got a bunch of patch notes to go over, so let's jump right into those. So fishing icons at the pond next to the Lumberjack Crater have been removed. Model for the Pharaoh Mask cosmetic helmet's been fixed. The contact map marker has been moved. Buff icon was added, which displays when you're receiving a 5% XP boost in the City of Menaphos and the Sophonem Slayer dungeon. Your favorite faction in Menaphos now reflects in the small overlay interface. The map icon for Contact Quest has been fixed. Water icon visible again on map in the Imperial District. Mutator icons and their slots have been center aligned. Player-owned port's ship name creator had Hunter listed twice in the people/profession category. One of them has been changed to Hunger and moved to Properties and Attributes category. There's a possibility that some players that had the name Hunter as a second name on their ship have now been named Hunger. You will need to manually change the name to Hunter. Ice Fiends and Ice Mountain now drop souls that can be collected by Ushabti jars. Players can no longer get stuck when adding creatures to their Slayer dungeon. You can now add both the Ring of Slaying or Ferocious Ring to the Corrupted Slayer Helm. Raptor Lamps now cap at level 99 Slayer values instead of awarding 1 experience when you are level 100 or higher. An issue that caused players to gain loot in the Sophonem Slayer dungeon while Scrimshaw of Corruption or Sacrifice was active has now been fixed. Slayer level 120 now correctly counts as a 99 towards retuning a second skilling portal in the Max Guild Garden. Players are more likely to receive keys to the crossing both on and off Slayer tasks. A buff icon has been added to the shifting tombs that tracks the following: stacks of charge to use and the timer until you lose your charges. Several boxes needed so find yourself some treasure by searching these boxes. Clue Scroll has been returned to Sophonem. Tweaks have been made to ensure that concentrated sandstone in Sophonem always has at least 1 deposit open. Defense skill cape should now reliably add a Sign of Life cooldown to your debuff bar. Raid's feats window has been removed as the feats now appear in the achievement tab under PVM. Achievement Barbarian Scavenger Trimmed Comp is now correctly complete upon finding the last entry. Achievements which are still part of the old task system now have their difficulty listed at the beginning of their title. Certain NPCs and locations will no longer disappear after completion of Our Man in the North. Danzelop now gives directions to a certain location on a city quest. The achievement Work on Your Artisan Trim Completionist Cape was incorrectly completing if you had one of the rewards unlocked rather than all of them. This has only been an issue since the launch of the achievement system, so anyone who had legitimately fully completed Artisan Workshop will remain able to wear the trim comp. However, if you've falsely been able to wear the cape because of this issue, you'll have to go back and complete all the rewards as originally intended. They reduced the amount of Croc Ices required on a Menaphos City quest. The correct skills are now awarded experience in Tears of Guthix. Cat will no longer wander the streets of Menaphos. Reputation gained whilst on and off task in the Sophonem Slayer dungeon has been increased. Reputation received when completing a city quest has been increased. Retroactively, for any city quests you have completed prior to this update, you will be given the reputation reward for them when logging in. You're no longer able to drag an item from your backpack into your action bar while your action bar is locked. A debuff icon has been added to tell you when Crystal Shield comes off cooldown, similar to Crackling. A 1-minute cooldown text line has been added to the Crystal Shield and Crackling perk descriptions. A tooltip's been added to the Crystal Shield defense active bug icon to show how many temporary life points you have. The following has been added to the buff/debuff bars: Stone Adjust duration and percent of additional damage gained, Shark Fury effect duration, Book of Char effect duration, Zero's God Sword spec cooldown, and when hit by certain abilities that disable your prayers and curses. You can now track your active sign of the porter charges on your buff bar. Higher tier luck effects now work for all tiers below it. For example, Ring of Fortune can now work for areas where only the Ring of Wealth would work. An option to teleport to Kelly Room has been added to Luck of the Dwarves. Hazelmere's Signet Ring now has the option to teleport to Miscellanea, Grand Exchange, Keldegrim, or Tree Gnome Stronghold. You'll no longer get luck messages when you successfully roll a clue scroll drop when you already have one. Players no longer have to pay a fee to reclaim their loot from the chest in the Sophonim Slayer dungeon if they die outside of it. In solo Shifting Tombs, players will only receive a maximum of 3 sarcophagi to open, making the experience more solo friendly. Players can now use the shortcut as expected in the Sophonim Slayer dungeon. Players will no longer receive a message saying they have no keys to fight the Magister with when going through the boss portal. Scarabs and Scarabarites now count towards each other's assignments. Jack of Spades quests can no longer be discussed on free-to-play world. Krondis Dowsing Rod now works once more when locating the third source. Desert Goats now increment correctly when killed on a random quest task. Dialogue's been added to Konis to allow one-way passage to Sophonim for players who have completed contact. Scan clue coordinates have been moved out of the water in the desert. You can once again claim easy desert task rewards from Hassan. An issue where players progress towards a game of tombs achievement would reset when a player hits 255 tombs completed has been fixed. Exiled Calphites now count towards your progress when assigned to kill Calphites for a city quest. You can no longer receive city quests in Menaphos which require more than 100 seats. Dealing with Scabaros can once again be completed. Relomia has returned to the heart to continue Sliske's endgame. The ability to wear a penguin suit has returned to the desert, allowing Back to the Freezer to be completed. Queuing Threshold and Ultimate abilities in certain situations no longer halts a revolution until queuing ability is triggered. Teleporting to the Imperial District via the Menaphos Journal no longer causes a crash. Players can reclaim items on death from Camel Warriors. When a player completes a Golden Path, a world broadcast no longer displayed, however, friends of the player will see friend broadcast. And the Caloric Imp has returned to the Fire Altar for those looking for a yellow bead. So that is it for the patch notes large patch notes update. Nothing really major, but Vic is in the game. Both of the patch notes and the main game update will be linked down in the description below if you want to check for yourself. Anyways, that wraps it up for the video. If you'd like to hit that like button, if you're not subscribed and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, you're already in the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I am out. Peace.